Sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what happened. You know, Facebook's done that to me twice now in the last 2 live videos. It's very frustrating. But we're going to go ahead and sand this one down. Give it a nice good sanding. Sorry about that it kicked us off. I'm not sure what happened there. It did it to me on my last live video too. Facebook is a jerk sometimes. Okay, we're going to get this one sanded while this one's drying. This is why I really like the sanding blocks better. But my 3-year-old has decided that they're her favorite thing ever, so she walked off with one of them. So this one's 2 feet, this one's 2.5 feet. So you want it to be a little bit taller. So you just want it to get it till it's nice and soft. Okay. About especially painting. Hi Kim, I'm glad you guys are finding the show again. I'm sorry we got kicked off. I keep trying different things for Facebook to not do that, but Facebook's being a jerk to me this week. Okay, so feeling pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and paint this one white so we can do this one right after the other one. So this one's drying. This is our 2-foot 4x4 that's drying right here. Oh, thank you, Tina. That was so nice of you. So those of you who are just tuning in, we are making porch-sized firecrackers for your porch. So they're made out of 4x4, so they'll stand on their own, which I love. Hi, Monique. It's good to see you from Michigan. Give me a holler. Let me know where you're from, what you're doing. I'm just painting this one. So this is the one we're waiting for this one to dry right now. And we're going to start with that one, and then we'll do this one so you guys can see the whole process a couple of times. So those of you just joining us, we are making porch-sized firecrackers for a good, it's a good decoration for the 4th of July or Memorial Day. I'm a little bit of the 4th of July obsessed, like I was telling some of the people earlier. Hi, Christy from Ohio. Oh, hi, Rebecca from Tulsa. I know, I don't think I've never been to Oklahoma, but I have a lot of family that lives there. I should make the journey. So, I just bought one 8-foot 4x4 and cut it down at home. Some hardware stores will cut it down for you. We don't really have any local hardware stores around. So I just went to Lowe's and Home Depot, and they don't cut 4x4s in store. So I had to bring it home and cut it myself, which for me was okay because I have an electric saw. Hi, Samantha. Good to see you. Oh no, don't, hang on really fast. I'm going to see what it's doing. Okay, it's saying our connection's weak. I don't know what's going on with Facebook today. Please don't kick us off again, Facebook. Please, please. Okay, so we're just painting this white. So this is going to be underneath. Hi guys, I am not sure what is going on here. I am not happy with Facebook today. We are going to move into my kitchen and see if that helps. There we go. Okay, my problem is now I'm in the kitchen, but I don't have any of my stuff. So let me grab it. I'm going to shut this door. Lock it from the 3-year-old. I know, Tammy. I don't know what's going on with it today. Hi, Kimberly from Southern California. That's actually where my dad is right now. He works down there. Okay. This 4x4 is just about dry, so we can go ahead and start with that. I'm just going to set this up here. Just, oh gosh. Okay, so we've moved into my kitchen. So we can hopefully have, I don't know what's going on. It seriously, like, I finally get my internet all working great, and now Facebook hates me. So we're going to finish painting this 4x4, and then we are going to start on this 4x4. Let me move you down so you don't have so much ceiling. Gosh, guys. You like all my Christmas cards on the door? I can't bring myself to take them down. I kind of love them. So you see all my Christmas cards on my door, even though it's May. Okay, so we're going to finish painting this one white. Now we're just sitting in my kitchen. I have like a tiny, tiny, tiny kitchen. Like seriously, I think the Keebler Elf's kitchen is bigger than my kitchen, but we loved a lot of other things about the house, so we overlooked the kitchen, and sometimes I curse myself every time I'm cooking. Hello, Lisa from Arkansas. We are making porch-sized firecrackers today. We're just getting them. So this one's, can you see this one? This one's 2 feet. Yeah, they are so cute. I am in love with these firecrackers. I can't wait to see how they look on my porch. So we are just painting this one white. Hi, Marissa. It's good to see you guys on here. We're just painting this one. Like I said, when there are cracks in the wood like this, I take it and I dab to get them down in there. Like that, and then you can smooth it out. So my name's Deborah. I blog at Housewife Eclectic. I do crafts and recipes and book reviews. I do a lot of books. If you're always looking for a next read, you can follow me on Instagram. I post about books probably twice a week on Instagram. Good ones for little kids, good ones for mom, good ones for everybody. And then I do a lot of crafts. As you can see, that's kind of my thing. So we're just painting this. I'm going to think we might go ahead and start on this one. We're going to stand it over here at my kitchen counter. We're going to go ahead and start on this one, I think. Thinking it's feeling dry enough. So now the next step you're going to need, hi Nikki from Australia. You know, I'm not a lefty. I'm actually, this is my right hand right here. Facebook flips it when it does a video. So, no, so I'm right-handed. So then you need wide masking tape. If you do, I mean, you could do smaller masking tape if you wanted to try and get all 13 stripes on there. I just didn't love the way that, I couldn't conceptualize that in my head. So you want to tape where you want it white. So I left my computer over where on the other counter. So let me grab it so I can look at that picture. Okay, see, I don't wear gloves. I get paint all over my hands. My husband mocks me all the time. You can always tell what kind of project I'm working on by it's usually turquoise. I won't lie. I paint a lot of turquoise. Hi, Laurie from Minnesota. Okay, so you want good and full like that. Let me grab my computer so we do this right. Okay, so I've run out of counter space. That's why I do it on my kitchen table and not on the kitchen counter, but that's okay. Okay, let's see if we can get this to work for us. I'm just looking up a picture of the U.S. flag, so I do this right. Guys, I can't get it to work. Okay, who's my smart person out there? Cindy, I craft on Housewife Eclectic is my page. Okay, who's my smarty out there? Who can tell me, does it go, how the stripes go on the flag? Does it go red, white, red, white? Does it end in red or does it end in white? Emily, it's Housewife Eclectic. White on top. Okay, let me see if I can. So does it end in, does the bottom end in red? I think I have, I'm trying to think of where I've got an actual flag I can look at. There we go, I got it. Okay, so it starts in red and ends in red. It does both. Okay. So what you're going to want to do, let me grab my measuring tape. Okay, so you want to measure the width of the tape you've got because you want them to be the same size. So this tape is 2 inches wide. So we are going to go 2 inches up and then put a piece of tape because it ends in red. So we want the bottom to be red. So I'm going to lay it down here. Can you guys see it? Whoop. See, you guys are all smarties. Know it ends in red and starts in red. I think maybe I knew that if I had thought about it hard enough, but, you know, it's always harder when you're on the spot. Okay, so we are 2 inches from the bottom is right here. So that's where we're going to want to start our tape because we want our, and so we are not doing the full 13 stripes because I wanted to do wide stripes so it would look really good on the thing. But if you want to use smaller masking tape, you could totally do all 13 stripes. So I'm 2 inches from the bottom. So you see where I'm putting this tape? That's going to be a white stripe because we've painted white on the bottom. So we're just going to go around and around like that. I like to not roll it off the counter if possible. Okay, so you see there? And you can always, we're always going to have to probably do some, Housewife Eclectic is my page, Tammy. I know. Usually, you won't like, usually when I do live videos, I have my 8-year-old with me who loves to craft and she's such a good little helper. But we moved our live time to 11:30, so she's still in school. She's excited for 3 weeks from now when she'll be able to be back to help. So, and we've got 1 ring of tape down here. We are gonna go 2 inches up from that, so you want to leave 2 inches white. So that's gonna be your white stripe again. Yeah, my link to my Facebook page is in the description. So I am live on Mama Loves Food every other Monday, and then Spaceships and Laser Beams the other Monday. And then I'm live every Friday from Housewife Eclectic doing crafts. So last Friday we did easy Mother's Day crafts. So we usually do crafts. Sometimes I talk books or, you know, other things like that. So you're going to want to go 2 inches up from the last tape. So here. And I like to I just tape right over my measure and then pull my measuring tape and then pull it out. Sorry. My kids call it a measure. So have you ever found yourself doing that? Like your kids call something and it just becomes the way you think of it. So my youngest calls cheeseburgers, cheesy burgers, and I was at a restaurant the other day and tried to order a cheesy burger and they looked at me like I was crazy. So, which I probably am, so I'm just rolling it over and taping as I go, trying to keep it straight. You can always touch up if you have to, and you're probably going to have to. It's just, you know, the nature of the beast of crafting. Whoop, and I pulled that off. That's okay, we can fix that. So you're just going 2 up, and then I think you want to leave a double portion at the top. So you're going to want to leave, so our stripes are 2 inches, so you're going to want to leave 4 inches at the top for the blue of the flag. Okay, so we're 2 up. Now we're going to go up 2 more. Thanks guys for sticking with me as we had to run into a different part of my house. Facebook's just not liking me today. So like I said, I like to I just leave it down there and tape over it and then pull it out as I'm making. So like I said, for those of you who are just joining us, we are making large scale. So tape, pull out. There we go. And then apparently throw on the floor. So my kids call them a measure, and so that's like what's stuck in my head. So they're not measuring tapes, they're measures. I'm trying to think of what else random things they say that have. So my kids, all the grandparents, all the grandkids call my mom and dad Nana. Well, my 3-year-old didn't like that she was Nana because Nanas are bananas. And so she started calling her Nina, and it stuck. And so now all the grandkids call her Nina. Okay. We are going to go 2 more inches up. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down. Actually, we're going to keep doing it the way we were doing it. Sometimes I get ahead of myself and think. Sometimes I think I have a smart, new, brilliant way to do it, when really it's probably just best to do it the way I know how. Okay, so 2 more inches up. Whoop. Right there. So tell me where you're from. I did 3. So the other one is down on the floor over there. I don't know that we're going to get all 3 done. I'm hoping that we'll get 1 all the way done so you can see what it looks like. So you tape them up. Because our show is only an hour, which seems like such a long time until you get on and you're crafting and trying to do it, and then you realize it takes a long time for paint to dry and to sand, but I really wanted you guys to be able to see everything from start to finish, because I think that helps you make it on your own. Hi, Nicole from Texas. Where in Texas? I used to live in Texas and I loved it. So, like I said, I tape right over the measuring tape. Can you see that? And then I just pull the measuring tape out and drop it on the floor again. I'm having all sorts of awesome today. Okay. So I have been blogging for almost 10 years, which seems crazy. So I have a degree in photojournalism, and I had to start a blog as part of an assignment, and I kind of just kept going with it. So tape, 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 tape. So these are the stripes of our flag. I think we'll get, I'm trying to decide if, do we want that long, that much blue? I think we want 1 more stripe, guys. Don't you think we want 1 more stripe? I think we want 1 more stripe. I don't think we want that much blue at the top. It's kind of fun to do this live. My husband always says he hates sitting next to me while I'm crafting because I need validation. Does this blue look good? Do I want to do this? Like, I don't know. I don't know what project you're making. So you all know what project I'm making, I can ask you. I don't know. I think I know where that is I don't think I know where that is in Texas. We lived in Harlingen, Texas. So all the way to the border, all the way to the Gulf. Do I like that? See, this is why I need you guys. Yes, 1 more stripe. I think so too, Brittany. Okay. I think our stripe moved a little bit, so we're going to try it again. See, it moved again. Does it look right? Guys, I've had Jingle Bells stuck in my head all day. Like, seriously, I'm ready to sing Jingle Bells to you. Magnolia, Texas. That sounds pretty. I love Texas, guys. We went there. My husband, actually, when we graduated college, my husband joined Teach for America. I don't know. Corpus! I love Corpus Christi, Laura. It's so good to see you. We used to take our kids up there. Well, I guess we only had 1 kid when we lived in Texas. We used to take her up there and go to the beach and the Lexington, I think is what's in Corpus. Okay, there we go. Stripes. So up here is going to be blue. Down here is going to be red. You can paint over the tape if you need to. Paint away from the tape. So don't go up into the edge of the tape because then you're going to end up with tape underneath. You want to paint down across the thing. I try and not paint on the tape. I just, get the edges and stuff like that. I feel like that's a little bit easier and safer. So I'm just going to add red to my paint bowl. Like I said, I just go to the dollar store and buy their cheap acrylic bowls and then use them for painting. I think like it really helps. Glasgow, Kentucky. Okay, we're gonna add red. You guys are making me an honest crafter. I'm afraid you guys are gonna be like, no, that's not what the flag looks like. What? Hi, Nancy from Toronto. Okay, so I have just got a tablecloth on my counter so that we can do this. I'm just gonna start here at the bottom and just go over it with red. So like I said, away from the tape. Don't go into the tape because then it might brush. You can dab at the edge a little bit if you need to, but don't go into the tape. I tell you, I just said it like 3 times. Don't go into the tape. And then guess what I did? Awesome. Apparently, you know, do as I say, not as I do, apparently. Hi, Betty from Missouri. I love Missouri. I haven't been there in a long time, though. I don't think I've been there since I was a kid. We traveled a lot when I was a kid. My dad kind of had this goal when we were kids that he wanted to go to all 50 states. So he used to, once we were in New York, and all of a sudden he turns around and starts driving the other direction. And my mom, like, he drove for like a couple hours. And my mom's like, what are you doing? I was like, he's checking off his day. He's headed to Vermont. Like, so he finally got there. He didn't end up taking us kids to all 50 states, but he finally managed all 50. So you see how I'm painting the top red? Okay. Diane, I am actually in Highland, Texas. Apparently I moved back to Texas. Highland, Utah. So, well, actually I don't live in Highland. I live in a little city next to it. But our city's so tiny. We don't even have a grocery store in our city. That's how tiny our city is. But my kids will tell you we have the most important thing in our city. We have a donut shop. So we're just painting red. Red, 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 all around. And you're going to want to let this dry. Oh, you see, this is why you don't want to go up, because right here, the tape did not seal all the way. So if I went up, it would probably get under. So I'm going to try and push that down with my finger. We'll see how that goes. You probably are going to have to touch up a little bit. Such is the way with paint. So we're just painting around in the stripes. Those of you just joining us, we are making large-scale firecrackers for your porch for Memorial Day or the 4th of July. Okay, so you see I've got 2 stripes there. Land of Lincoln. So tell me, guys, do you like where you live, or would you live somewhere else if you could? My husband, we live in the super small town, which is his thing. I mean, I'd live in New York City if I could, but he's a small town boy. So we live in the small town, but the one thing he hates about our little small town is it's really far away from everything. It takes me, 15 or 20 minutes to get into like a good district with stores and stuff like that. And he has to commute to work, which he says he doesn't love, but he's a podcast guy, and I think he likes being able to listen to his podcasts. Okay. So, I am painting a 4x4. So it's fatter than a 2x4. You see that? And the reason is I want it to be able to stand up by itself. You see how it's standing? Some of you guys are saying you're from places that I have never heard of. And I thought I was pretty, I took geography and stuff in college. And some of you are saying places that I don't even know how to say their names. Yes, it's a 4x4 taped. Oh, my sister just went to Puerto Rico this last year, and they said it was amazing. I would love to go to Puerto Rico. My husband and I just celebrated 10 years. We've been married about 10 and a half years now. And we always planned that we were going to do some big trip for our 10-year anniversary. And then we didn't end up doing it, and he's really bummed. So I'm trying to think of someplace awesome we could go. Did you guys, anywhere of you guys go on someplace awesome for your 10-year? Because I'd love to take him someplace awesome. So this 4x4 is 2 feet. This one over here, 2.5 feet. And then 2 feet, 2.5 feet, so that's 4.5 feet. So the other one, my last one is 3.5 feet. Like how I did my math today. My oldest daughter is a 2nd grader, and she's always telling us she doesn't need math. She doesn't need math in her real life. And the other day we were cutting these 4x4s for this project, and she's like, "How did you know how big to cut them?" It's like, math, honey. Like, you do need some math. I'm never going to use calculus in my daily life, maybe. Well, you know, things use calculus, but me personally, that simple math, like regular math, you're definitely going to need. Hey, I got her to do her math without whining for like a week. She's my reader. She loves to read. She's big into, I don't know if any of you have kids, but right now she's big into Geronimo Stilton books. Yeah, Valencia, I actually had a huge bruise on my wrist because I was trying to carry the 4x4s into the house all by myself, and I dropped the 4x4 onto my wrist. It actually hurt quite bad. Okay. Shoot. Oh. Okay. No, we're good. Thought I had a problem with my math there. So we are going to paint this one red, and then we are actually going to let it dry and then pull the tape off and then paint the rest of it blue. I believe. Yes, that's what we're doing. Because we don't want there to be white at the top. I mean, there could be white at the top, but then it wouldn't be accurate, and, you know, all that stuff. Oh, we gotta get cruising here. Might stay on a little bit extra. I don't think there's anyone on right after me, so I think we're okay. So we're just painting red. Makes me want to sing Alice in Wonderland. We're painting the roses red. You know what? My husband and I used to have a joke about Maine. That when we got married 10 years ago, we had never met anyone who lived in Maine. So we used to joke that it didn't exist, and that one day we were going to have to travel to Maine just to prove that it existed. So I think one day we'll still go to Maine. Just to prove that it exists somewhere. So I'm just touching up some of the red paint here. I like my paint to all go the same direction. So I'm just making sure that those brush strokes are all the same direction right now. You could do these darker if you wanted. Do a couple of coats of red, a couple of coats of blue and white if you wanted. Okay, so there is our masterpiece. So now I'm going to throw some blue in. Yeah, this one is 2 feet. So my middle one is 2.5 feet. And my tall one, which I didn't bring over, let me grab it so you can get the visual. This Mondo one is 3.5 feet. So I bought an 8-foot, that stand right there? Yeah. I bought an 8-foot 4x4. And I was able to get an 8-foot 4x4 into my, I drive a small SUV. So I'm just putting blue in my bowl there. See, I did like a navy. I looked at a lot of blues this morning. I'm kind of a paint addict. I have a lot of paint in my house. I was looking at a lot of blues this morning, and I liked this one the best. This one I might do 2 coats of. So this we're going to have to pull the paint off and pull the paint blue down because we don't want the top stripe to be white. It looks orange to you. I promise it's red. It might look orange, but I promise it's red. Although my kids would probably like it. Their favorite. My oldest daughter's favorite color is orange. And so my youngest daughter's favorite color is orange just because Sis's favorite color is orange. So paint away from the tape. Away from the tape. So we painted that side. This is gonna be, so this, what I just painted, is gonna be the back. That's what I'm gonna do. And this is gonna be the back. You can put stars on the back, but I kind of like knowing where the back is supposed to be. But where did my stars go? Oh, here. So I have a big roll of stickers of stars. See if I can peel them off. I'm going to use these. So, star, beautiful star. Like I said, you can put them all over the thing. I just like knowing where the back is. That's just me. I'm kind of that way with cakes, with everything that I do. I want to know where the back is. So things look better in threes. Things look better in odd numbers. So we're going to see if we can't fit 3 on here. We might actually peel this piece of tape off already. I'm going to break the cardinal rule of taping and painting, guys. I'm going to peel this off so that I can get my blue down where it's supposed to be. Ooh, you see how nice those stripes look? Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I want to be able to get my stars all the way down here. So obviously we can't get 50 stars on there. So you're just gonna randomly stick them where you want them. You can do these, you can cut stars out with a Cricut or anything. Right now I'm using sticker stars. But I think, should I want a 4th one there? No, I think I'm gonna do 3. So we're gonna just stick them around. And these stickers are hard to get off the paper. I might stick these ones a little closer together. I mean, I don't mind the 3 up there, but I think I'm going to try a little bit more on this side. Krista, we are making porch-sized firecrackers for your porch for a decoration for Memorial Day or the 4th of July. So we are painting them right now to look like an American flag. You could paint them to look like pretty much anything. It would be really fun, for those of you that have said you're from Canada, it would be really fun to paint these like the Canada flag for Canada Day. When we lived in Texas, we actually had a ton of girls from Canada that were down there to do dental hygienist stuff. We became good friends with them. They were really sweet. And they used to always laugh. They tell us that we had Thanksgiving at the wrong time of year. Okay, so I can't decide if I like the 5 stars better. You guys like 3 stars? 5 stars. 3 stars? 5 stars. So you know what? You guys help me decide. So this one's going to be the entire American flag. What Tiffany asked is that am I doing all 3 of the American flag? So help me decide. So this one's going to be the American flag. I thought about doing the middle-sized one, all just red and white stripes, and then the big one, all blue and stars. What do you think? Or should I do them all this way? 5 stars? You like the 5? Okay, I'll do 5 on the other side too then. I'm going to pull this one down so I have a little bit more room. Okay. It's kind of nice to have someone give you crafty opinions while you're crafting. Oh, that would be awesome, Nancy. Yeah, it would be really fun to make these the Canada flag, I think. So there are lots more extra stars on this thing. I am trying to find the stars that are about the same size. So these stars, I just got at a craft store, any craft store was going to have star stickers. If you have a Cricut and vinyl, you could cut them out of that. In fact, that was my plan this morning. And then apparently my flash is out of date on my computer, so my Cricut was yelling at me. Okay. So, the absolute perfect way to do this, see the other one? So they're this tall. You see how tall they are? If I get back here by my Christmas cards. Can you see them? Here, I'll put them right here so you can keep seeing them. I have a Christmas card problem. I love my Christmas cards, so they're still on the back of my door. Even though it's May. My husband makes fun of me. He says one of these years I'm just going to leave them up all year and then just have to add to them for the next year. They have a beta for, oh, you know what, Mandy? I have their new software. I don't know why I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Cricut has new software, so you don't need Flash anymore. But I was trying to use the old software. So I've got 5 stars on that side, 5 stars on that side, 3 on that one. I might try, I think I'm going to stick a 4th star on there. I think it just needs something. So the perfect way to do this would be to wait until the red is completely dry. And then tape that, oh, it might be dry enough. I'm going to grab my smaller masking tape. Hang on. Sorry, I have to keep grabbing stuff since I had to move in the middle of the thing. All my stuff set up over on my dining room table instead of my kitchen counter. Okay, so the top of this is dry enough. So what I'm gonna, let me turn it this way so you can see. I'm taping, now instead of taping the white, I am taping the red so that I can paint blue. And then we will pull all this stuff off here in a minute and you can see the final product. I will post a picture later today of all 3 of them finished. If you want to hop over to Housewife Eclectic, it's my link to my page is in the comments. Hop over to Housewife Eclectic, give it a like so that you will see when I post all 3 of them finished later today, because we're only going to be able to finish this small one in the time that we have allotted today. So you see how I've taped that so that I can do the blue? So this is the back for me. You can always put stars all the way around. I don't know, I'm crazy, I have to have a back. Just ask my husband, I'm a little crazy. So we're gonna just try and paint away from the stars. It's gonna be a little bit harder to do that just because there's so many of them and so many edges. The stars look like they sealed pretty good though. So later today I'm gonna get on my Cricut and print out stars. So, which I think will be fantastic. So just paint around those stars, just like that. Okay, I'm using like a navy. I used a true red for the red, and just, you know, white for the white, and then this is a navy. You know, Nancy, I just don't prefer a roller. Is that weird? I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've used sponge brushes for so long that I like them better. Who knows? I'm crazy. So I'm just painting blue. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with your comments as I'm painting. Don't forget the bottom of the blue. Did I do something wrong? Yes, the stickers will come off. That's why you paint white on the bottom. So if the stickers weren't coming off, you could just not paint it. But you paint white underneath the blue so that when you take the stickers off, that it's white. So the stars are white. Okay, so there's that one. Yeah, I retaped it, Tammy. So I pulled the tape off and then, oh, on the back. Haha, you're right. Thank you, Tammy. See, this is why it's good to craft as a group. All craft as a group. If I could, I'd have you all over to my house and we could make these together. just painting the blue up over the stars. Try and go away from the edges as much as you can. We are going to have to do a little bit of touch up, but that's pretty normal with a project like this. Okay. So those of you that are just joining us, if you didn't see the beginning of the thing, you can always share this to your timeline so that you can go back and skip around and watch it. We did get cut off a little bit in the beginning, but I think you'll probably be able to figure out what's going on just from this second part here. Okay. I am just finishing painting this blue, and then we will take off the red tape. Okay, so there we go. Looks kind of like a funky flag right now. You know what, Beth? That would be super cute to paint wooden stars and put them on there. I love that idea. Super cute idea. Let me find the end of my tape here. So now we are just going to pull here. We're going to start. That is a cute idea, Beth. I love it. So just pull your stripes off here. That actually looks pretty good and clean. Quite happy. There we go. You see that? So I'm going to keep pulling these off. So we've got our stripes, and then we'll pull the stickers off as this blue paint dries. Glow in the dark paint would be awesome on that. It would be way cool. So, oh, it looks like we got a funky little bump right there. So we'll have to touch that up. You see the little bump right there? Little bump. But for the most part, it's looking fantastic. So this was only one coat of paint. I'm trying to decide if I want to do two on the blue. What do you think? So this, my small one, is 2 feet tall, 4x4, 2 feet tall. My next size up, my medium size one, is 2.5 feet, and the last one is 3.5 feet. So you could always do them, you know, whatever size you want them. So I bought an 8-foot 4x4 and then cut them into this. I might go back and get another 8-foot 4x4. So I have 3 for either side of my door. You see how good that's looking? I love it, I love it, I love it. So we're not going to have time to do the other two on here. I'm going to do them one all stripes and one blue like you guys suggested. So click in the description, follow House of Eclectic, so I'll post a picture later today of them all done so you can see. Okay? Yeah, so that was my original plan, was to rough them up. Should I rough them up? So what, one coat of paint with the blue? Okay. We'll stick to one coat of paint with the blue. Okay, so those are all my stripes. What do you think? Turn out good? I like them. Those of you that are just joining us, we're making 4x4 firecrackers. Okay, the blue, I'm going to have to touch it a little bit. Okay. What are you thinking of it so far? You liking it? Yes, they're 3 different lengths. So this one's 2 feet. So this is my smallest one. I thought it would be the easiest one to show you how to do. My middle one is 2.5 feet right here. And then my biggest one is 3.5 feet. It's a big one. I mean, you could have, I thought about making this one like 3.25 feet and that one 2.75 feet so that it would be a little bit, they would be a little bit closer together in height. I'm not super good with an electric saw yet, so I kind of did what I felt like I could do that way. You just want to make sure that they can stand, get them level enough so that they can stand like this, or they're not going to be able to stand on your porch. So let me see if any of these are, you know what, they're still a little bit wet. I don't want to peel them quite yet, or they're gonna. So we'll just, you guys have any questions about what we've done so far? Yes, I can rough it up on camera. Let me get my sandpaper. sing to myself all day long. I didn't know until like my kids in the morning. I guess I sing Good Morning from Singing in the Rain all morning, because my kids asked me to sing that to them as a lullaby the other night, and I was like, I didn't know you knew I sing that. Oh, you want me to paint the top? Yeah, you're right. I probably should do that. Huh? Thanks for the catch. It's so much taller than me right now. It's all that my counters in my kitchen are pretty tall, so it's so much taller than me. I can't see I didn't even think about the top because I can't see it. So paint the top. So I am gonna do. There are a couple different ways to finish with the wire on top. You can drill in a hole and then stick the wire in and hot glue it into the hole. I'm banned from the drill right now. I may have broken a couple of drill bits. I get really crazy at crafting ideas, and a lot of times they work out like this. Sometimes they don't, and I break drill bits. So I'm not going to do that on camera. My husband hid the drill from me. He was like, you can't have the drill until you sit through a drill lesson about how not to break a drill bit. Guys, and they were like titanium drill bits. Like, it was quite the effort. Okay, so I painted the top. So I'm just going to hot glue. If you don't have a drill, I don't want you to feel like you can't make this because you don't have power tools. So I did not use a power sander. I sanded by hand, so you don't need a power sander. I did have to have a saw to cut them, but if you can find a hardware store that will cut the 4x4 for you, Lowe's and Home Depot won't cut the 4x4. They say that their saw is not wide enough. Their electric saw is not wide enough. But I think probably more of like a local store would probably cut it for you. Right? I can't practice since I can't use it. You told me I have to sit through a safety class. You know, for the longest time, every time I wanted to build something, I would like wait till he got home and I'd be like, okay, I need you to drill this, or I need you to saw this, and everything. He was really nervous there for a while because I had a really, want to see? Oh, thank you! Gosh, see, this is why you craft with people. I would always ask him to use the power tools for me, and then I kind of like finally got to the point where I was like, why am I doing that? I can use power tools. Well, I was really nervous because I had a good friend when we lived in Texas. She was building scenery for her kids' play or something like that, and she cut her finger off with a saw, an electric saw. So that kind of like freaked me out for a minute. Like, you've had interesting. Lorraine says she's had Home Depot cut 4x4s for me, so it depends on the store policy. I think it probably might depend on who you get to. So you can get someone to cut your 4x4s for you, and then you won't have to have power tools at all. So the way I'm going to do the wire today, so I've got thick wire. I'm actually just going to hot glue it on top. Let me move this so you can see. Just stuck to the masking tape. So Lorraine says she's had, you see that? How the wire is just going to go on top. That's going to be the fuse. So I'm just going to dab hot glue in a few places and secure that, since I don't have the drill to use right now. And I don't want you to feel like you have to have power tools. So Lorraine says go to Home Depot. They'll cut 4x4s. Find a local hardware store. They're going to be more willing to please you, I think. So get that cut there. I just use sandpaper, so you don't need a power sander. And then I'm just going to hot glue this on top. So you have no power tools, you can still do this. Yeah, Vanessa, I've had that too. Like, I once went to Home Depot, had them cut all this wood, and they didn't charge me a dime for it. And other times they're like, that's 50 cents a cut. So kind of depends on who you get. So I'm going to peel these stars off. We're going to see how it goes. See? Star, star, star. We're going to peel the stars off. You can touch them up a little bit. I'm going to rough this up here in a second, so I'm not going to touch them up. I might touch up, you see how this little point right here, it's got a little bit of blue in it? I might touch that up. We'll see how I'm feeling here in a minute after the stars come off. Oh, I can hear my baby upstairs. I guess she's not a baby, she's 3. But so we live in a 3-generation household. So my kids, me and my husband, and then my parents. And also my sister lives here too, because she's only 14, so she's not out of the house yet. There we go. Ah, I love it, guys. So, my problem, I don't want to say your name wrong, is it? Laloni? I really don't want to say it wrong. I'm sorry if I did. My problem with Lowe's is they wouldn't cut 4x4s for me. So I don't know if your Lowe's will. You know, I think it's going to depend on your store, guys. So go and ask. We live in a 3-generation household. And so my dad travels a lot. And my mom just couldn't do it on her own anymore. So we all bought a house together. And we all moved in together. For the most part, I think it works pretty good. You'd have to ask my husband about what it's like living with his in-laws. But I think it works pretty good. So do my kids. So peeling these stars off. Guys, I love this. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Let me plug in my hot glue gun really fast so I can do that on camera for you. I had it plugged in over there, but obviously we had that little glitch. I'm not going to be able to actually glue it on camera for you because guys, whoever designed my kitchen was like full blown, like crazy. I have like 3 outlets and none of them are by the counter. So, very irritating. So we're going to peel these off. Like I said, you can do stars on all 4 sides if you want. I did not. I only did them on 3 sides so that I have a back, but you don't have to be crazy like me. So the stars peel off. They look amazing. Okay, so we are like 99% done. Oh, that I'm going to have to touch up. I must have touched it with my hand. Must have glue on my hand. That would be a good reason to wear gloves. There we go. Ish. Okay, so you know what, Lorelai? I don't know if you were here earlier when I was telling my story. So my dad's a doctor. He's worked at a hospital for almost all my life. He works somewhere else now, but he wasn't always there on Christmas. Some Christmases he was there. Some Christmases he was gone. He wasn't always there on Thanksgiving. You know, it's the life of, you know, people who work in that kind of industry. They have to go where they need to be, you know, and they have to trade off, and someone has to be there. So he wasn't always there, and that was hard for me. I didn't really like it. So sometimes Christmas kind of felt like a bummer, or Thanksgiving felt like a bummer, but he always made sure he was there on the 4th of July. And so for me, 4th of July is like the holiday. We do parade. We do usually the community breakfast in the morning, and then parades, and then we go to like the fair, and then, you know, big barbecue, and yeah, so the 4th of July for me is like, you know, big thing. So here we are. It's almost done. I'm going to rough it up here with my sandpaper a little bit. So when I rough up, you don't have to do it the exact same way I do. I like to go on the edges. So I'm just going to, like I said, I love sanding blocks. My 3-year-old thought she needed them today. So rough. I like to go, you do have the white underneath here. So if you want to go all the way down the wood, you're going to have to work a little bit harder, not too much. I like the look of all the way down to the wood. So you don't want to do it too much. Just a little bit to give it some shabby chicness. And I might not rough it up on the blue. I haven't decided yet. What do you guys think? Rough it up on just the stripes or rough it up on the blue? Yeah, so yeah, Lorelai, like, it's 4th of July is a big deal for me. It's, you know, it's the time that we like are always all together as a family. And the thing is, it's so funny, is like when my husband and I got married, like they don't really do anything for the 4th of July. Maybe they go out to the city fireworks or whatever. And so when he got to me and I was like, this is the schedule. We have this and this and this, and then the parade, and then this, and then he was like, whoa. I didn't know that people... Okay, the consensus is do the blue too. So I'm doing the blue too. So just down to the wood on those blue. What do you think, guys? I think it turned out really good. I'm going to add that hot glue to the top. We're going to put on that wire, and then this one is done. So I like to use really thick wire so that it will stand really well. Oh, Kim says you could do an Uncle Sam face with one of the blocks. That would be super cute. I love that idea. Okay, so you see what this wire is going to look like on top? Okay, so we're just about done. I'm already over the time that I have. So I'm not going to be able to do the other 2 blocks on camera today, but I will finish them up as soon as we are done. And if you want to see what they all look like together, go up into the description, find my Facebook page, which is Housewife Eclectic. Go ahead and give it a follow so you can see the picture later. I'm going to add just a couple of dabs of hot glue to this, just in 2 places. And I'm just going to stick it on top, just like that. You see? As I burn myself with hot glue. So I like to use super thick wire for this so it'll stand up on its own. And it gives it that nice, you see that nice curl for the paint the wire yellow. That's a great idea. I'm going to go see if I have some yellow spray paint for that. So there we go. You guys like how it turned out? I think it turned out adorable. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up these other 2 as soon as I get off camera, and I will post a picture of them as soon as they're done. So once again, I'm Deborah from Housewife Eclectic. Ruth, I just bought the wire, I think, at Michael's, just at a craft store. And go into the jewelry section, the beading section, and I'll have it there for you. So I will be live on Mama Loves Food every other Monday. On the Mondays I'm not live here, I'll be live on Spaceships and Laser Beams. And then I'm live every Friday on Housewife Eclectic. So I hope to see you guys there. Have a good day. See you later. Bye.